This is the June update, and man, it's a doozy. I've had an outbreak of fungus that I didn't catch enough on my preventative treatments, and therefore it got me. So now it's June, and for the new people who planted this grass and didn't do any type of fungus, your grass is probably gone now. You may be attributing it to the heat, but it's the fungus. So just to give you an idea, straight up fungus. It's not the heat. But anyway, that spilled milk, and we can't cry over it, so we have to keep on going. However, we are going to kick it up to DEFCON 4 because, if I'm not mistaken, I saw 100 degrees in the upcoming forecast. You can see the damage right there. So I doubt if I can get that back. Okay, here's a quick update on this Yard Force $139 real mower that's battery operated. Now, if I last told you my last video, I had to take the last one back. Left a sour taste in my mouth about quality, I guess, because the battery stopped working. So instead of taking it back and getting the money back, I went ahead and got another one. As you can see, no issues with the battery this time. And I will say that the cut is a pretty nice cut. And based off how much this thing costs and it's battery operated, I would say it's an excellent cut. The dollar, per cost per cut is outstanding, I guess, if that's the thing. Okay, we're in the back of the Bermuda lawn area. I want to show you guys the effect of a surfactant. Now, I heavily sprayed this with a surfactant yesterday, and of course we got some rain right afterwards. But anyway, you see, everywhere I sprayed that surfactant, you can tell where I stopped. I don't even have to tell you. But it clearly, even some areas that I missed, like right back there, I missed that area. You can really tell the difference. The surfactant allowed the water, like the dew that would normally be on the grass, it allowed it to slip down into the soil and go down into the dirt more. That is what you're going to get, and you can tell from the areas that I didn't do. It looks as if I came back out here and either combed it or walked on it, but clearly it's been untouched. And I ran out right here. I remember emptying out the container here. Don't worry about this area here. I damaged that with sodium hypochlorite, which is basically a bleach, while I was cleaning this concrete here in order to clean it up, or rather in order for me to pressure wash it. So that's what that damage is there. But this is Bermuda. Who cares? Because it's going to come back. But anyway, it's an astounding difference to take advantage of the moisture that you're going to have, that you're not necessarily going to have rain. You get that moisture. If you put a surfactant and down there, it'll help get that moisture down into the soil, and this is a perfect example. Anyway, this is the turf type tall fescue here, and that little bright area there is not a fungus. That's actually sun peering through the shade there. But the turf type, we are in DEFCON 4 with this, and we're trying to get it done. Anyway, before I get too far, you see I got the front lawn going on, and let me show you what I'm doing to combat the upper 90s temperature that we are expecting to have later on in the week. But before I do that, let me let you look at some. I mean, that's a beautiful fescue there. I have to pull it up. You know, it's a weed right now because it's growing where I don't want it. That's what a weed is. But obviously, without any fertilizer, any micronutrients, anything, this literally is getting nothing because it's, you know, it just grew up here. And look how resilient it is. It's not even succumbing to fungus as much, even though I do see a little fungus there. You know, I'm not treating this, but this is the worst condition that it can be. It's coming out of concrete, y'all. That's how resilient this grass is. And you know it's super hot here because it's being radiant heat from the concrete and the brick. Super hot here. So this is what I mean by fescue in the heat is not the problem. It's mostly fungus. Anyway, back to what I was about to tell you guys. DEFCON 4, what we're doing now, adding this hydrotane to the lawn. That is what I'm using to help the lawn retain as much moisture as possible. Another thing that I'm adding to the lawn is this. I'm more concerned about this potassium here. And this right here is going to help with the hardiness for the sun. And it has iron in there. It has some bionite, so it's a good fertilizer to put out. And this number here, you know, I need a little of this. I need a little of this. So if you use this, you can bypass the feature. This stuff right here. So it has a little nitrogen in it, but it has look at the 6% nitrogen, but it has a lot of iron in it. 10% iron. This is 3. So what did I tank mix? I tank mixed this hydrotane along with kelp, humic acid, and a healthy dose of surfactant. This is all that I mix for the turf type tall fescue, along with this for the turf type tall fescue to help me deal with the upcoming temperatures. And I already showed you the effects of the surfactant. Everybody likes to mix this with their chemicals to help it spread, with their herbicide to help it stick, all of that. But this by itself is a great product to put down to help to get the water down to your soil and not lose as much of it. Again, there's the proof. Everywhere where you don't see the dew, that's where I sprayed this stuff last night. So switching to my Bermuda, this thing is taking forever to come out of the ground. I'm thinking it's a combination of the warm, cool spring that we had and the fact that I had overseeded with ryegrass and I didn't spread out before the Bermuda started coming up. So it's taking a long time for the Bermuda grass to come. So I'm going to help it along. This is what I'm adding to the tank. I'm adding all these products here. Well, I'm not going to do hydrotane right now on this, but I am doing the humic, the kelp, the surfactant, and I'm about to put this green pop. And I'm trying to get this root development going. It's almost like a starter fertilizer. Like I'm trying to get this grass to come out of dormancy and start dominating and spreading. This grass, I did a measurement 1 year, and it grows 1 inch a day, and it is very slowly growing right now. And that's what we're trying to get going. Some of it is starting to look good though. And believe it or not, I'm cutting this with that cheap, very cheap, real type lawnmower. And this is where we are here. So this is going to be a placeholder for me when I look back over the season and see where I started off from. And this is June, and this thing usually is popping, but it's not. But it's coming along. You know, I put those chemicals out and that fertilize those nutrients, that I should say, and we're going to see where it's going to go from here though. Still got a lot of work to do out here. I'm steady multitasking, you know, redoing the patio, the furniture, just a lot of stuff back here, trying to you know, I'm going to try to landscape a little bit more. So I have to get back out here and do this. I'm going to do some general I'm going to try to weed and feed this with a Gordon's liquid weed and feed, and I'm using it weed and feed primarily to knock down all the weeds that grows a lot faster than the grass, so I don't have to keep coming out here as often. So that's a whole other ball game. I just don't know what to say about that, but I got to keep it cut. But the goal is to pretty much get this what you see here across the entire span of it. And once I get that going, I'm going to probably, when I get back from vacation, I'm going to do a compost and sand top dress / level job on it. So that's what I want to use. I want to use both sand and compost. That's exactly what's going to go on here. So to wrap things up for my cool season, folks, this is what I put on the turf type tile fescue to try to get over the upcoming heat. That, along with a surfactant, humic, and kelp. And if you don't want to go out and get these products, you can just go buy the RGS, made by the company that makes this stuff right here. You can get the RGS. I'm just making my own when I do this here. It's just cheaper for me. But to make it more simple, go get the RGS, mix it with this, and mix it with that, and you're good to go.